My name is Tim Gosselin. I provide location advice to building owners and occupants, and you are listening to another edition of Tim Talks. The topic for today, the question that I have is, what do you do if you have a tenant who has a lease expiring in your building and they do not want to do a multi-year extension? Well, a couple of things you want to consider. What are the costs going to be? What are the costs to keep them in the building and do a month-to-month or a 1 year versus what are the costs to find a new tenant? So let's start with what is it going to cost you to do it? If you insist upon doing a multi-year transaction, knowing that the market is really strong right now and the rents you're going to get potentially in 24 months when we have that market correction aren't going to be nearly as strong as they are right now, what do you do? Well, if you have a tenant that you put in the building 3-5 years ago, most likely they're currently under market because the market rents have gone up quicker than your typical 3 to 4% rent increase on the rent schedules. So what do? Well, I think you take advantage of the market. If there's some time left on that lease, and even if it's not, if it's on a month-to-month, I think you insist upon doing a multi-year lease extension with that occupant. You put the building on the market for lease, and then you let the market dictate, what's going to happen. If you have a new tenant that comes by, their financials are solid, they're willing to pay market rate, which is probably higher than what the current tenant is paying, then it may make sense to do the paint, do the carpet, pay the commissions, and put the new tenant in there. If the tenant could decide at that point, oh wow, well, it looks like I'm going to get a 30-day notice. I noticed that there's some new tenants that are coming through here quite a bit. There's certainly some interest. There's not a lot of product on the market right now, so you should generate interest if you have the building priced right, if it shows well, presents good. So that's the first thing to consider. There are going to be some costs, some paint, some carpet, some commissions, but you're also going to get a multi-year lease while the market's really strong, so you're going to maximize your rental income for a potential 3, 5, maybe even 10-year period. The flip side of that is, okay, don't pay commissions and don't do any tenant improvements, and then you have a tenant that moves out potentially in 12 months or 24 months. Well, at some point we're due for a market correction. We are going to have a correction of some sort, and these really strong rental rates. I mean, I'm looking at vacancy rates for San Diego County, and it's less than 5% vacant right now, which is really, really strong. In a lot of submarkets, in the city of San Diego, central San Diego, between the 8 freeway and the 56 freeway, your market vacancy rates could be at 3 or 2%. Depending upon what submarket we're talking about. So the market is really strong. You really want to take advantage of that now. Get a tenant in there, whether it be an existing tenant or a new tenant that's going to do a long-term extension. You're going to benefit for it for many years to come, versus if they're not willing to do a multi-year lease renewal, there's probably a reason for it. Their business model's changing. They're having effects from the internet that is, having an adverse effect on their business. Something is happening where they don't want to do a multi-year lease extension, and you probably don't want to feel that pain that's going to come at some point in time if that tenant looks to make a move out of the building. So thanks so much for watching. This is Tim Gosselin with Tim Talks. Have yourself a wonderful summer. Take care, and God bless.